Hey, what's going on, guys? So later today at 5 p.m. EST to be exact, Nintendo's going to launch its Direct, which will focus on currently available Switch titles and the upcoming titles for the first half of this year. Now, that said, we are a monster taming channel, so games like Pokemon are right up our alley. However, this is going to be more of a realistic take on what I think is going to be within the Direct as it pertains to the monster taming genre as a whole, because there's a lot more than just Pokemon happening. Anyways, we do know that the Direct will include Smash content, which I mean is great. We'll probably see some more stages, costumes, and perhaps a character reveal. But more importantly, as it pertains to what this channel is all about, and don't get me wrong, Smash is important. I like Smash, but monster taming, everyone in the Pokemon community is freaking out about a Diamond and Pearl remakes or some sort of mainline reveal. However, the games, if they do get released this year, which they probably will, they'll most likely be slated for November. So given the fact that the Nintendo Direct is more focused on games from the first half of the year, leads me to believe that it probably won't talk about it, or if it does, it'll be very brief. Now, generally, as history has shown us, the Pokemon franchise tends to have their own special Direct, so that's what I'm sort of leaning towards happening. Now, that said, I don't think we'll be completely Pokemon free at this Direct. I find that very unlikely because we do have other titles that are coming soon, such as Pokemon Unite's Early Access or Alpha, Beta, whatever it is, and Pokemon Snap for the Switch. I definitely think that given the circumstances of the Direct, we will see something like this, and perhaps if they do tease something in terms of the main series of Pokemon, it'll be after this information. It'll be as that, like, hey, we got one more thing to show you, bit that they always do before the end of any Direct. They'll probably show us a big retrospective of the games in that case, and they'll be like, oh, it's a 25th anniversary, and then here you go. They do that whether or not it's the anniversary. They're always like, here's a retrospective for 2 minutes, and then here's a 30-second trailer. So we'll probably see something like that if it happens. Now, I have to say, as it pertains to Pokemon, I would not get my hopes up if you are someone who was not a fan of Switch, because the games will be running on the Sword and Shield engine, so the core issues like the XP share, scaling, models, pop-in, etc. will be present. Now, that said, if you don't care about that stuff and are just more interested in diving back into Sinnoh or whatever, the game will likely just, be what it is. But again, I wouldn't get your hopes up for this Direct because there's a good chance it won't get revealed. I'd say it's like a 50-50 chance that we'll get any information on it, to be honest. I'd personally like them to take their time with the remakes and get it right. Give it the old Heart Gold, Soul Silver remake treatment where they jam in as many features as they can, make the game really fun and polished. But generally speaking, despite the Battle Frontier being absent from a game like ORAS, the remakes themselves are pretty good. So hopefully we get something like that. Anyways, there's actually quite a good amount of monster taming content coming to the Switch this year, and you can check out this video that I uploaded earlier today covering that, as some of the games are currently TBD for this year, so they could come out within the first half, and we have a couple games that are definitely coming out within the first half of the year, so definitely I think we're going to see some of that. So I'm hoping for news regarding Shin Megami Tensei 5. We currently don't have an exact release date other than 2021, so I'm really hoping they spend some time on that because a lot of people have been waiting for this game for years. As well as a release date for SMT Nocturne Remastered, because the game's supposed to come out in the West in spring. It's already out in Japan, so I'm hoping they give us more information on that. Maybe we'll get a new trailer or something. That'd be pretty nice. Both of the games are part of a series, the Shin Megami Tensei series, that really revolutionized JRPGs as a whole and paved a path for games like Pokemon, Temtem, all those types of monster taming games to exist. We also have Rune Factory 5, which is supposed to be coming out at some time this year. Rune Factory is more of like a farming, monster raising, dating, like that kind of game. It's not typically my cup of tea, but that's definitely something that I'll cover, and I'm expecting to see it sometime this year. It doesn't say when it's the beginning or the end or whatever, so maybe we'll see something with regards to that as well. There is battling in that game, but it's more of a rancher type game. Now, Monster Hunter Stories 2 is another Switch exclusive for now and is the sequel to the original Monster Hunter Stories for 3DS. This is probably my top hope for this Direct. I'm absolutely in love with the first game. I've actually been playing it a lot in my spare time, and it's just such a well put together game with so much love put into it and references to the normal Monster Hunter games, with it taking place in the same universe. The game is slated for summer of this year, so I'll be pretty disappointed if we don't get any information on it, as other than leaks, which were obtained through ransom, and the trailer, we haven't received much information. I think there was one interview that said it's basically not going to be a sequel, it's going to be kind of its own story, more of a successor, so that's pretty much all we know. Okay, so there's a couple other monster taming games, and I think they could be mentioned, but it's not easy to say because they're not necessarily Switch-only titles. Now, SMT3 was also not a Switch-only title, but SMT5 is, so I could see them getting coupled together. But the first game is Digimon Survive. Now, it's coming out for all platforms, so there's a good chance they won't mention it all, but sometimes they do mention games like this. So I'm not convinced, but it's possible. I'd love to see it, maybe a release date we can get, but I'm kind of thinking we're not. Another game is Re-Legend. Now, Nintendo Directs will oftentimes have a little montage of like indie games that are coming, and Re-Legend coming to Switch is happening within the first half of the year, so maybe we'll see something regarding that. Other than that, they could mention some other indie stuff that's happening, like the Monster Sanctuary patch, but again, it's kind of up in the air. I'm not as convinced, but with the previous titles I am, because they're more they're bigger titles in terms of what the studios have capabilities to. So we'll definitely see. But anyways, I know this is more of a casual video, but I definitely wanted to get my thoughts out before the Direct went live because I won't have time to stream it, unfortunately. Let me know what you guys are hoping for in the sort of monster taming sphere, or if it's not in the monster taming sphere. Let me know what you're hoping for with regards to anything with this Direct. Some people are hoping for a Metroid reveal, like for the next Metroid game. Some people are hoping for, obviously, more Smash content, which apparently we're going to get. So I definitely want to see what people are saying. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.